The holidays and beginning of the year are often popular times for people to get a new pet or consider getting a new pet. Lauren Postleone of Hillsborough County's Pet Resource Center is back with us for some tips.
Hi, Sean.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Awesome. So yeah, what's the number one thing if you're considering getting a new pet?
We want to make sure that if you are considering getting a new pet or you have gotten a new pet this year, to keep in mind that you need to give your pet time to decompress. You want to make sure you give them enough time in the home. Don't push them too far. Don't try to make them interact with your household pet if you already have one, or a lot of new people. It's a whole new situation for them. They're going to be nervous. They're not going to really understand what's going on. So if you have other pets in the household, don't put them together right away. Make sure you give them both the time to get a feel for each other.
That's it. So if you're bringing like a dog and you're mixing it with a cat or something like that, like what do you do? Do you kind of separate them?
We try to tell people to give them separate spaces until they can kind of smell each other and get used to each other. If you automatically throw them together, it might not be a good thing. And we don't want to see a pet come into the shelter because maybe the introduction wasn't done in the way it should have been.
Do you see that a lot? Like, oh, if only they would have done A.
Sometimes we do, and we try to actually give out informational packets. We've created a new one that'll hopefully go out soon for people on how to introduce your dog to your resident dog. And we're coming up with one for cats, so it'll be how to introduce your dog or cat to another resident animal.
Right.
The other thing we want people to know is to make sure that your dog has a microchip, an ID tag, proper collars on, whether it's a cat or a dog. That way, if it gets lost, it gets out of the house, some situation could arise that we want to make sure that if it does get lost, we can make sure that pet gets back to you.
Are you seeing that the chip more and more? No?
Yes,
yeah.
And anytime an animal leaves our shelter, it has a microchip and it goes home with a rabies vaccination tag, which is great. And then that information is registered to the new pet owner. So we always encourage people to make sure to get their dogs or cat, and even ferrets. It sounds crazy,
Do you think they're going to have like a chip one day that you can like follow on your like
I think they might actually be coming up with that already. Yeah. It might be something that's possibly in the works, but right now that's not what they do.
You're like, oh, look what he's doing right now.
Look at there, Fido's roaming the neighborhood. But yeah, we encourage people to make sure that they have that.
What are some other mistakes you see people make when they have like a new pet or thinking about getting a new pet?
I think a lot of times people don't give them that time to get used to things. Especially coming from us, we don't always know the animal's situation. We don't know where they were before or what they've been through before. So by giving them that time to just relax and get used to a routine, and that's a main thing too, is getting your pet on a routine.
Right.
A lot of people don't do that and just think, oh, well, if I just let it, it'll figure it out. If you can set routines and schedules, it's really a better thing, and it helps your household and it helps the pet also. When
you have like really, really young kids, like say infants or kids, do you recommend not getting a pet for a while, or?
We don't always recommend not getting a pet, but we recommend a slow introduction for the cat or the dog, any type of pet that you're bringing into your household, because it's a whole new person. Even if, especially when they're young, you want to take the time to make sure smells, they get used to each other's smells, and that sounds strange, but once they learn that that's an individual that's in that house and they can take that time to relax and realize that's part of their new family, it's easier for them.
Do you see people give up too soon sometimes on a pet, like, oh, this cat's driving me crazy, it's only been a week, or?
I think sometimes people need to realize that they need more than just a week or two. Sometimes it can take up to a month for a pet to really realize that that is their new place and that's their new home.
How many pets you got at home?
I have 2 pets currently at my house.
What do you got? Dog, cat?
I have 2 dogs. They're spoiled rotten.
Yeah, yes. I bet they are.
They are, but I love them. It's great. We have routines, we go on walks. They're a great stress reliever, so I love having my pets, and I encourage anybody that is thinking about it to come in and visit us. We're open 7 days a week from 10 to 7 every day, and we do meet and greets. So you don't necessarily have to go home with a pet, but you can sure come in and meet some, and you never know. You might not really be looking.
The pen, like you get in there.
We do. We have a Meet Right Meow room for the cats to go in, and then we have interaction areas outside for dogs. So we encourage people. You might not think you want a pet, but you never know. You might come in and fall in love.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much. There you go. It's $20 throughout January, open daily, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. There's the number. Hey, thank you so much.
Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, sure.